How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Planescape. It went on a short hiatus there while I worked on the Amnesia Fortnite prototypes. I'm finally done with all of those, and now I can go back to what I had going on here. It might take me a moment to remember exactly where I left off. I knew that I had found a new area, like a dump, like a hive dump that I wanted to try and make my way towards. Things might have to come back to me a little bit. I was kind of skipping around in some old videos to jog my memory, and then I'm hoping that I can just kind of find things as I go. Dakon's really in need of a heal here, but I could talk to Fleece. That sounds like it could be jovial. You see a man who's looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. Greetings. The man looks relieved. At last! I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. Ha 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 ha. That's how I imagine. It's very wheezy and like gaspy. Ha, ha, ha. That's an uncomfortable chuckle. It's uncomfortable because it makes me uncomfortable. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat, he glances around apprehensively, unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Only if you agree to stop talking in such exceedingly over-the-top, old-timey language. Depends on what kind of help you need. Certainly. Where are you trying to go? You're on your own. If I were you, I'd get out of this area as soon as I can. I don't have the time to help you right now. Farewell. Depends on what kind of help you need. I seek the house of my Aunt Marguerite. She is reported to dwell in a house close to mortuary, but the street layout seemed to have changed since my last visit. Do you know the house of which I speak? Just lie and take him to a random house? Nah, I've never heard of it. The man frowns in disappointment. I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. He nods silently and thanks. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. It is most welcome on these streets. You're about to turn away when suddenly you have a feeling that something is amiss. I was already kind of suspicious. This made me think of that time that lady came and she was like, "Help me, I need help in this dark, secluded alley, all by yourself, please. Don't bring anyone with you and also leave your weapons behind because they make me nervous. And the darker the alley, the better. That's where the danger is." Suspicious, you glance at the man again, just in time to see him withdrawing his hand from your purse. You can't be sure, but you think he may have taken something from you. Lost 5 copper. Well, I'm very certain he took 5 copper from me. That is like negligible, basically nothing, but I think I'm gonna gut this guy from groin to nose. So fuck him. You don't take coppers from a man without a name, a big giant zombie brute. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Grab his hand, bait the man into pickpocketing you again, and observe his technique. Oh, that could be interesting. Maybe I'll do that, and then maybe I'll kill him after that. So what was this? Gained 1,000 experience. You engage the man in light conversation and secretly study his movements. The man seems to rely on 2 things. 1. Pretending to be a high-class citizen out of his element to lower the target's guard. And 2. Distracting the mark by having the victim point out directions. What would he have done if I would have been like, "I know where your aunt lives," and he'd be like, it's definitely made up, but I guess I'll follow you along. When the victim turns to point at a street or landmark, the man skims the mark's purse and tucks item into his conveniently long sleeves. I don't really have those. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another grab for your purse. Well, I already got what I needed, so now I'm gonna fucking fight him. Get back here, Fleece, you jackass. You can't steal from me and then run away. No. There, he's crowded. He got stuck in the corner. Shit. I accidentally ran across, and I don't think he did. Where are you at, Fleece? He's probably safe now. He probably got away. Oh, I accidentally clicked out of the area, and he got away. Damn, well, you got lucky this time, Fleece. I should really be worrying about healing Dakon before I go about fighting more people, though. He's not looking so hot. No blood clot charms, so let's just get him a couple bandages, I suppose. Well, now, unfortunately, I'm pretty much out of every healing item that I possibly could have had. I'm gonna run away from that gang that's running up towards me there. I'll go make my way up north instead. The Rag Pickers Square. I don't think this is like that dump area I was looking for. But I guess anywhere's good to me right now. I'm just looking to explore. I should really be talking to these collectors because I do want to find Farod, find a little bit about where he's hiding, like under the city here. The man is draped in filthy, tattered brown robes, a long hood concealing most of his face from view. Greetings. You see his eyes narrow beneath his hood, and he takes a step back. What do you want? What are you doing here? What is this place? What is this place? He frowns at you. You're in the hive, of course. No, I meant specifically like the rag pickers area. Dirtiest bit in all of Sigil. Where are you from, Cutter? You from the Prime or something? No, why are you looking for bodies? Just jump right to it. If this guy doesn't give us good answers, if that's a little too direct, then we can always ask one of the other ones. He looks surprised. Well, you haul the blighters to the mortuary. There you talk to the dusties, haggle a little, and get a few bits of drink. Why do the dustmen buy the bodies? They gather the dead. It's their job. They pay us to cover more area and bring any bodies we find to him. Then you make sure that the blighter's body gets to the proper place or gets cremated. They're all serious about it. They're barmy philosophy, but it just means more jink for me. He winks. I have some questions. He raises an eyebrow. I've some for ye then. Like, what do you want to know, and how badly do you want to know it? So he definitely wants to get paid. I'm looking for a man named Farod. Look around you, Cutter. I don't make enough jink to go lighten up the dark for nothing. I'll take a bit of coin, Will, if you wants the chant. I have quite a bit. Hand him a couple. 5. He studies the coins for a moment as they lay in his hands. He pockets them swiftly. Ask. Tell me about Farod. He narrows his eyes. What about him? You seem suddenly wary. Why? Do you know where he is? Wary. Farod. He spits, sneering contemptuously. Rag Pickers Square is sure Graves, my boss, territory, you see. Farod and his dogs came in a whiles back and tried to oust us. We fought him off, we did, so's they're all in hiding somewhere now. We still catch one of his lads now and then round the square. Usually we turn him into a quick spot of jink at the mortuary. The pickin' sods. Tell me about Sharegrave. He's my boss. Oh, I forgot to hit the more options. And I kind of didn't even read the options to begin with. I just jumped on that one because I was curious. Or a whole mess of collectors, he does. I'd stay away from him unless he got right good, 'cause to talk to the man, I've never spoken with him personally myself. Do you know where Farod is? What do you know about Mabeth? I'm surprised there's anything to be asked about her, actually. The midwife? A kind enough woman to be sure. Helps out when you're sick and such. She lives in a hut up along the platforms in Rag Pickers Square if you need to see her. Well, I've already talked to her. I thought he would have more to say, maybe. Tell me about the collectors. I already know that. What do you know about Farod? His eyes narrow. He seems suddenly wary. Do you know where he is? I know where the rat bastard isn't. He ain't where most of the collectors call Kip, in Rag Pickers Square. But that he's close by there somewhere's the chant. He's somewhere nearby Rag Pickers Square. Okay, that's good enough for now, I suppose. It didn't provide a lot of answers, but he's nearby Rag Pickers Square. The underbelly of this platform is thick with razor vine. It looks like it is holding the platform together. Yellow Fingers, someone with a name. I always like talking to people with names. This weaselly-looking fellow is skulking about the garbage like a tattered shadow. Seeing you and Morty, he beckons to you. Hey, skull! Where you get the skull, eh? My skull, it is! Give it back to me! This man with dirty digits thinks that Morty's his? Morty turns to the hiver. Pike off! You're not getting the skull. This is not your skull. Go on, take the skull. How is that truth? Attack him as soon as he's off guard. Go on, take the skull. If you can prove to me the skull is yours, then I'll give it to you. It's only fair. You're not getting the skull. It's not your skull. How about that? You calling me a liar, eh? Skull's mine, mine! He mumbles for a moment, eyes rolling and darting. You thief, spitting lies, I'll gut ye. Touch me and you'll be regretting it in the short few moments before you die. I wouldn't try it. Go on, try and see what happens. I'm gonna take that first one. The man glances at you, eyes narrow. He doesn't look too sure of his chances. He mumbles a bit, but doesn't do anything. Miss Skull, you're a thief, stealing. Get lost, mongrel. Go on then, take the skull, all that stuff about taking the skull, show more. Just forget you ever saw it. Attack him as soon as he's off guard. Nah, I don't want to... What's the point of attacking Yellowfingers? Oh yeah, I don't want to do the one that if you can prove it, it's yours. I just want to know what proof do you have. He stares at you for a moment like you're addled. It's pike and mine, talking proof. Do know nothing. Give me the skull back nows. This is not your skull. I'm gonna attack him now. Fuck him. He chuckles dryly and smiles. He reaches for Morty, but before you move to attack him, there's a snap, and the man's hand whipped back. The man begins screaming, I'll kill ya, kill ya! Morty is holding one of the man's fingers, one of his very yellow fingers, between his teeth like some macabre cigar. He speaks around the finger. Touch me again and your hand's gonna join your finger, Burke. Morty, give the man back his finger. No, it's a hard lesson learned. The man, biting his lip from the pain, glares at you. Suddenly he attacks. Meet his attack. Suck my dick, yellow fingers. You're not getting this skull, and I really assume you're not going to be a very strong fighter. You just got your fucking finger bit off, so you're pretty much done for. Most of my guys are at like half health. Ooh, pretty good load of coppers there. That makes up for the ridiculous amount of coppers I had been kind of dishing out earlier. What about Ratbone? I didn't even see you there until the last minute. Just chilling out. Oh, I can even go inside of here. This man's whistling a cheerful tune and playing with a well-kept fighting knife. There's a kind of a weird juxtaposition there. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look. What you want? I had some questions. My name's Ratbone Cutter. I'm a thief for hire in the employ of Sharegrave, the boss of the collectors you see around the square. Quite the intro you give yourself. He pays me mostly to learn his lads to be real quiet-like and how to fight if they runs into a spot of trouble. That's likely the only questions I'll answer for ye, Cutter. He sniffs and shrugs. Thief for hire, could you train me? Yeah, I would like that very much. Sure, for a spot of jink. Been trained before? No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm gonna cuff you now, so dodge it. He suddenly swings his open hand at your head. Dodge the blow. It's my only option. There wasn't one that was just like, stand there and take it like a zombie man. Like a literal undead brute. You avoid Ratbone's blow. Not bad, Cutter. Now about that spot of jink. 50 commons and I'll see you trained right up. Oh, I'm sitting at exactly 1,000. That's kind of peculiar. For some reason that like really satisfies some weird deep part of my brain, and I have to think about like what's happened so far this episode. I got like robbed once or twice, randomly going and like killing a guy. You spend a bit of money here, you grab a bit of money here, that just randomly works out to 1,000. Oh, it just gives me so much pleasure, just so much more than it should really. Sounds good. Here, you know, you gotta stop doing whatever you're doing now, right? You can't be a warrior or whatnot and a thief, and you're alright with that, Cutter? Oh, I did not realize that's where I was heading here. I thought he was just going to teach me and I would get an improved dexterity or better pickpocketing or something like that. I'd best not. I'll take my coppers back. Dakon seems like he's like a warrior. He's like a warrior mage or something. Let's do it. Let's be a thief. Let's get to it then. What I'm gonna learn you here are a thief's 6 best bloods. Sneaking about, hiding, picking locks and pockets, finding and removing traps, and my favorite, stabbing plucky Burks in the back. Ooh, I want to stab people in the back. Go on. Sneaking about, hiding in the shadows, and moving real quiet like is right handy. Better a live jit than a dead Cutter, eh? Not only do you stay out of harm's way if you does want to stick someone, you got the upper hand right off. But I'll tell you more of that later. Keep in mind, though, you can't go sneaking if someone's already looking at you. Go on. Picking pockets and locks is a good thing, too. Supplement the old income and such. Just be ready to run if you get caught picking a pocket. And always check for traps if you're picking a suspicious lock. If you're gonna look for traps, just check the area over nice and slow. Sometimes it'll take you a moment or two to see them. So maybe if I just stand near a doorway, there'll be like this behind the scenes kind of dice rolling going on of my perception of whether or not I see a trap. Go on. This is all very, very valuable information, Ratbone. I didn't realize you were going to be such a valuable resource. If you does find a trap, use your skills to disarm the blighted thing. It's a lot like picking a puzzle lock, really. Well, we've gone on this long, you might as well finish what you have to say. The last thing I'll learn you is the backstab, which I'm pretty excited about. I do want to know that. He sighs happily. If you manages to sneak up on a bugger and you want to start a row, just attack the sod from behind. You've got a much better chance of hitting him when he do and he hits harder. Man, it's kind of hard to read this guy's broken English sometimes. Alright, let's get to training. Have we not done it? He was just kind of giving me the rundown before. He nods. Alright, Cutter, first off, you gotta relax. You're too tense. Give me a quick massage then. I got these beefy shoulders all covered in scars and stuff. You could bust out some oils and help me out here. You're going to have to let your instinct take over at times and trust your hunches. And so your training as a thief begins. Learn all you can. Rather than learning a fraction, I prefer to learn all. 2,500 experience. After a long period of training, Rappo nods at you in satisfaction. I must say, Cutter, never have I runs across a faster learner. I'd almost say you've done this all before. Huh. Maybe. Who knows how many different branches of different classes I've been over the many millennium? Perhaps I have, Ratbone, and simply forgot. That's going to be so confusing for Ratbone. Maybe he'll just think it's a good joke. Thanks and farewell.
I feel stronger.
Nice. Call of the Shadows achievement for becoming a thief. And with all the experience I've been raking in the last little while, I actually got a nice level up from the Nameless one. So let me think about maybe what would serve a thief well. I gained 40 thief skill points and 2 hit points. So I have 40 points specifically in the thieving arts. I think I like having good high stealth. I want to pick lots of pockets. Detecting traps is cool. Opening doors is probably useful. Chuck a bit in there. Well, 24 is my lowest. And then I'll kind of assign from there, maybe. Higher stealth. Definitely, I'm a fan of that. Good high pickpocket. Maybe 1 or 2 more into there. And a good ability to detect traps. And there, we'll see how that works out. I really hardly know what the hell I'm doing. And so maybe that wasn't a proper level up then. That might have just been you're a new class level up. Because I'm still a ways away from a proper level. I'm not sure how that might have reset my skills or anything like that actually. I don't know what's my maximum possible health right now. 44? I really don't know how that was affected. I don't know how that would have changed based on the choices I just made here. And in the small dwelling. Oh shit. Sharegrave's just chilling inside here? And also there's just a random collector. I'll talk to him first, I suppose. He's draped in a bunch of robes. Greetings. Eyes narrow. Looks like they have nothing different to say from the last one. I didn't realize I was just walking the Sharegraves. I can be like, hey buddy, I'm a thief too. How's it going, y'all? Let's be thief friends. Tall and lanky, this pale, grim-looking man exudes authority despite his gangly and somewhat awkward frame. A good portion of his left ear is missing. What little's left is a ragged mess of scar tissue, as if the ear was bitten off rather than cut. His narrow, shifting eyes, almost mere slits, look clever and dangerous. Greetings. He spits out a reply. I don't know you, Burke. He glances at you. What do you want? Answer quick before I call in some men to make quick work of you. I had some questions. He's quiet for a moment, then nods. That's so? Like what? I guess he appreciates my directness? Tell me about Sigil. I'm looking for a man named Farad. Oh, maybe we could team up. You obviously don't want him back around. Like, if you tell me where he's at, I'll go kill the guy. How about that? The tension in the room suddenly rises between just like the few of us that are here. Now, what a funny thing to be asking about. What do you want to know about Old Blood Farad for? He stole something from me and I want it back. He has something in mind and I want it back. There's a very tiny difference there, but it seems like mostly asking the same thing, you know? He knows something I need to know. I just want to meet him. He's a friend of mine. Not going to say he's a friend of mine. He stole something from me. I wonder if the thief will appreciate that and be like, oh, that son of a bitch, you better steal it back. Or he'll be like, oh, finders keepers, you got stolen from? Accept it. The man's silent for a moment, then cracks a smile. He steals from us all, doesn't he? Whether we're living or dead. He chuckles. What do you mean? Our main source of living around here is the dead. You follow? No, like living, like main source of surviving, income, all that. My bloods and I make a bit of jink gathering the bodies of the dead in the hive and selling them to dusties. You understand now? Yeah, I get it. You're a collector? Aye, that's right. He looks at you as if he's considering something. Now, there's only so many debtors at one time. My bloods and I can only gather so many. If somebody else is gathering debtors, that's that much less jink that I've gotten on our pockets. Farad's taking bodies too? Aye.
Updated my journal.
The rub is that he's found a motherload of them. Really? Is he just like grave robbing or something? Now, I haven't heard of any massacres in Sigil. He frowns, tapping at his chin. So I'm quite interested in knowing where all the debtors are coming from. I could find out for you if you'd like. I can find out for you for a price. Oh, never mind that. For a price. Whether it be info or money, I'd be into it. He looks at you for a moment, tugging at the remains of his left earlobe. Alright, name your price and we'll deal. 200. He thinks for a moment before finally nodding. Alright, deal. Come back here with the dark of it and jink will change hands. You need to know where Old Farad is? Yeah. Go up on the platforms, follow them to the north and west, and you'll come to a gate that leads to Farad's bolt hole. Getting in and getting the information is your deal. And if anyone asks, you don't know me and we never had this talk here. Who are you? Well, I kind of know, but I want to hear what he has to say. I finally know where Farad is. I didn't think I was just going to like talk to the man who happened to know, just coincidentally. For a smart cutter, you don't listen too well. Okay, I guess we did already go over that. Now let's rob him. Start digging around in his drawers and such. Oh, there's another collector hanging out over there. But that's, I think that's all I'm going to have to deal with Sharegrave here. I'm a thief now, and now I know where to start looking for Farad. So I didn't end up going where I was planning on going, but I would consider that a pretty good success for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm planning to return this to daily uploads now, so I'll see you again tomorrow.